Hey, what's up, everybody? Mic check 1 2 1 3. Mic check 1 2 1 3. Can you hear me? Can you see me? One in the chat if you can hear me and see me. Oh, come on now. Let's start on time. Let's see here. Put a one in the chat if you can hear your boy and see me. Thank you. Okay, I'm gonna switch to another screen. I need the same. I need the same response. Can you hear me? Can you see me? Mic check 1 2 1 3. What's up, everybody? What's up, Arlene? GQ? I see you, big dog. Priest, Ace, I see you. Uh, Terrence, see you, John. Shout out to KGU. All right, so all right, market is open. All right, but I'm not about to rush into anything. I'm about to do my thing and get my morning prep kind of together because the market is going to do its volatility first thing in the morning. So first thing I'm gonna do is do a check-in with myself. Lima Charlie, I love it. Let's go. All right, so this is my app. It'll be public in a couple weeks. It's been out for a while, but I'm just gonna go through my mindset routine. So do I have a written plan? Yes, I do. I posted it to everybody. There's also an AMD play that KGU isn't aware of, and that's because I can't tag multiple times in a day. I'll be trading on my phone and PC, but I'm just gonna put PC because that's the primary location. My mood, I'm content. I'm pretty decent. Sleep, it's kind of poor last night. Got caught up. Got caught up on that Netflix special. If you know, you know. Let's just say 50 Cent Wild, all right? Nope. I'm gonna make sure I put market, choppy, trading within range on the S&P. Definitely sniper world right now. Okay, save my check-in. Good to go. Let's swing that back over to the trade screen. All right. So, I'm gonna be taking my time. Big homie T Love, what's up, big dog? Good morning. I'm gonna take my time. There's a lot of volatility going on right now in the market. So here's my thing. Here's what I'm looking at. I'm looking at silver. I'm looking at SPY, and I'm looking at AMD. SPY, I just want y'all to know. Right now, we have like a triple double distribution type of situation going on here. Essentially, I drew this up last night where I'm at a 4-hour point of control, which is a very passive zone. So I don't want to trade in here or get caught up in calls. We're trading within this range of a volume area low and high, and then we have a point of control here. I don't trade off volume profile too often. However, when we're in a range market, I kind of gotta get in where I fit in. Now, if this happened, if this happened while we were open, I would have grabbed it because I'm looking for big spikes or reactions at the low and the high of this volume range, right? So I missed that, and for that reason, I'm going to sit on my hands. Now, I could wait for us to have confirmation above 681.22 and then hop into a quick snipe to 682, but I'm just going to be patient because I'm kind of just dial it in, and I don't want to rush it and have my first trade be just an L off bat. I'm looking at silver because I already have the levels drawn up. You see the take profit 1, 2, and 3. We broke above a key foundational point of 52.71. So we crushed our take profit targets, right? And we've been hidden. I mean, we hit 140% on silver, and now we're at take profit 2. We came up here, we failed to take it, and now we're coming to retest it with some good bullish momentum. So now what we need to see is for us to claim this, find some confirmation above 53.39, and then we can potentially look for calls towards the upside with a max take profit target of 55.19. This is, I believe, the play I gave everybody. If I didn't give you, I did give you the upside. Yeah, I gave you the upside in the note, but ultimately it was set up for a put option in the case that we fell below this level right here of 53. Oh, hold on, 52.50, something like that. Okay, so in AMD, kind of in this situation where, man, I won an AMD, but then I also lost an AMD because it turned around on me. So you know, that's on me. Essentially, if I was available during this time and I seen AMD get kicked out of my demand zone, then I would have been all day in this put, and I would have been very, very happy. So we came down to retest a key level of mine here this morning that opened. We're still on the 5-minute, and we still have not had a close. We're 4 seconds before our first candle close on the 5-minute time frame. I'm looking at 5-minute because the market is crazy. As you can see, we just ran up, ran down, right? So same thing right here. We just ran up and now we're ran down. So the market is still in a state of indecision, and I ain't having it. Now the silver is something I am eyeballing, and I am willing to take a swing at this because there's very low risk with silver. So you guys should be able to see my screen, and you should be able to see me take trades live. So I'm looking at a silver play. I'm going to be looking at the silver call option, right? And I'm going to be looking preferably, I mean, it's really cheap. So right now we're at a, hold on. I got it. Silver might be a play right now. Hold on. But we're at a, we're still neutral, and we've just hit a supply zone on the 5-minute time frame. Okay, this is an intraday supply zone right here, so we need to really have bullish momentum through this. If we don't, then that means that we're going to reject. And technically, when you approach a supply zone, I'm supposed to just hop into a short because my risk is very low. My risk would be if we come back and take this wick, right? So I already missed this opportunity because I was drawing it up and I was explaining some things. So here you go. But we're going to be patient and we'll see what happens. Now this could be a false move, right? It's just an initial reaction to this supply zone that's established here. So I'm looking at the 1 minute now on silver, and it looks like we're going to have an evening star, which is very bearish, which is exactly kind of what you want to see when you approach a level of supply. So this is looking pretty strong, but again, you need confirmation. This is it's pretty strong, but the next candle is important. I'm also seeing a VWAP, and I'm really don't look at that unless I really have to. So I want to get some stuff off my screen because for me, some of this stuff is irrelevant for the time being. VWAP is VWAP, but I'm looking at price action. So I'm trying to see what this candlestick does, and if we have like a sell side imbalance, then that further tells me that there's a likelihood that we're going to continue on down right here, right? But if we do, then I don't see us being bearish. I see us as being neutral, okay? Like the market kind of has been. So I can see us kind of doing one of these with silver, right? Which, man, is trash. It's further telling you that the market is in a state of indecision. So watch, I'm going to keep this drawn up and we'll see if it plays out the way I'm thinking it's going to play out. Now, so I'm going to pause and switch it over. Take a look. Let me check the comments. What's up, everybody? Yes, yes, yes. What's up, L. Collins? What's up, big dog? Miss Philly, good morning, queen. I see you. So here we are with AMD. AMD is definitely in a downtrend. And again, I'm going to go to the 1 minute on AMD. And then I'm thinking puts on here right now. But let's see here. I'm going to miss my boat. And I want to rush it, but check the QVP. Yes, AMD puts. I'm going to be too late to the show, though. I can already feel it. But again, we need to confirm below this level, which I can see it already. I see downside on AMD. So I'm going to go puts. I'm not going to hesitate. I'm just going to go ahead and go into a 210 put option. And I'm going to grab, oh man. I'm gonna miss my boat. Now it could swing back, so I'm pausing. I see it, but I'm in. At least I have a bid, and I don't think it's gonna get filled. I think I missed the fill. Yep, I missed the fill, and I can't chase it at this point. So I'm gonna cancel my order because I missed my opportunity. Okay, I'm not about to chase this because my take profit target is here, and essentially my risk goes way up. So if I was in a short position and like I would have got filled here, right? It would have sucked because my true stop loss is here above 214.65, which it would give me a risk reward ratio of 0.62. Not good, not good for me, right? So I'm gonna chill and wait for retracement, and then see if I can look for an opportunity for re-entry. Let me go back, paying attention to everything else. Okay. Good morning, Queen Fee. What's up, Ace? So when you're approaching supply, consider shorts. Yes, exactly. But know the time frame to which you're trading on. Okay. You don't want to overstay your welcome on reacting on a 1 minute supply zone, right? Now, if it's a supply zone from like an hour time frame, then that's a different story. All right, so we have a little shelf here. So it tends to mean that there's typically some strong reaction on a QVP. So we could see a potential reversal here, but we also need to see some buyers, some buy side absorption, and they have a huge selling wall to kind of get through. So this is still like, this is kind of trouble, right? Because I see some buying aggressive buying here, and I can see some absorption here. So this tells me that this could be a solid retracement, but I don't see any signs of a reversal yet. So if I go to 45-second chart, still nothing there, nothing here. So right now, this is a retracement I was looking for, and I'm going to be looking again at AMD puts. And I'm going to go with the 210 option, but again, I got to be patient. I'm here, I'm sitting, and I'm chilling. I'm going to go to the 45-second so I can have a more minute view. You got to be careful with these contracts because the bids and the mids are like $5 increments, and you don't want to get smoked buying an ask on this because you're instantly in like a negative 10% territory, okay? So I'm chilling, I'm being patient. I'm on a 45-second time frame because I'm looking for very incremental price action at this point. So we got a doji at this on this move, but I need to see. Yeah, we're still bearish. So paying attention. Okay. So this will be reacting to this. I'm still not sold yet because we still have a cluster of buyers, or buyers that are well ready to pay for this what the sellers are selling, right? But if we break through this, it's kind of like a wrap. Man, this is where like I want to be impatient, but I can't. Like I want to short this because it's what I see, but it's this cluster right here that's kind of throwing me off. So if I can see some selling volume kick in, that's what I'm looking for, then I'd be more happy to do so, but I don't see it yet. So if I go with the volume profile on this one, it's a mess. I don't like it. It's a mess. So still chilling. Silver, still chilling. SPY, still chilling. We have no direction. You're in what? If you're in AMD puts, totally understand. It's not like necessarily a bad thing, but again, you have to understand where you are. So if I were to get in right here, then I have to understand that my stop loss is here and my take profit target is here. And then that means I would have a risk reward ratio of 1.37. I don't like it, but if I can get it up here, that's much better, right? So now, given that, I'm watching this candle close on the 45-second. much better price. And I'm going to take it, I think, here. Now, this is not confirmed, right? This is just at the top of this trend. So just know this is high risk. If I can get to my screen. So I'm down 3%. So look, at the end of the day, I got in right here. If I lose, right, that means that here's my risk reward ratio. It's a 1.5. It's not strong, right? Essentially for me, if I give this up, then I'm probably going to cut it and then just wait for another opportunity and just see what price does at my level 214.65. Because right now this is not strong and it looks like the bulls are still stepping in. I see my cluster here, not solid. Okay, so I'm down 8%. All right, so a couple of things that's working right now we got to be mindful of. One, we're below VWAP. Two, we're below a level of 214.65. So, and three, we have a cluster of sellers here. We do have buy side absorption kicking in. We do have aggressive buyers stepping in. So we do see signs of buyers stepping in, but I'm still overall in the ultimate downtrend. Okay, I just chose to get in a little early. We have doji candles happening here, which tells you that as price is going up, the buyers are kind of losing the fight, or it can portray that. We had a good volume push for buyers here, and then it kind of just died down, as you can see on the volume down low. But sellers aren't really showing up. Well, they are. They're in these candles, right? So this is probably, if I lose this, it's probably going to turn into like a 15% loss. But we're waiting to see. Okay. I'm gonna hold the position. So notice I grabbed one contract. If I was at a more pristine or more opportune like level of entry, then I probably would have grabbed 3 contracts off rip. But when I'm not at a great level, my entry isn't great, then I reduce my size, right? So I'm one contract because that's low risk for me. So that's what I'm gonna do. So anyway, here's my smoothie. Now, as we approach this level, what I'm going to do is I will then put in my stop loss as I get closer to my target, because that's when I need to tighten up. Okay. Right now, I do not have a stop loss in place. If I were to set like a 5% stop loss, it would be arbitrary and I would have got just kicked out. And what if this thing turned around? Then I would have been upset, FOMO'd back into the play, tried to catch the like a falling knife or whatever. Not having that. I know how my mind works, and that would not be a fun time for me, and y'all don't want to see that. But so we have a hammer, and it looks like the bulls are still like steadily stepping in here. We're seeing more absorption, but they are approaching a strong amount of sellers right here. Okay. So again, if you're looking at QVP, there there's no zero DCEs on normal stocks. That's only on ETFs. So this is going to be expiration. You see it right here, December 5th. All right, this is not working out. Okay, so we're going to approach my level. So now I'm going to go ahead and put in my stop loss. Stop loss. And I'm going to make sure my stop loss is at 50. And then take profit target. Now I might get stopped out, and it is what it is. But I chose to get into this play early. I talked through the entire thing. So I got close to my level, right? So at this level, at this point, I am now entering a stop loss order. Stop loss, take profit. So I said that, Rel, I'm not losing more than X, which would be beyond this level. And that's what it's going to be, right? And if I lose, I lose. Now, in a perfect world, the only reason why I got in here is because I started to see less body and more wick. But let's say, for instance, we got like actual visible confirmation up here, then taking a swing on puts here if it was confirmed, right? Like I seen a doji and then like the bears really stepping in, then I would have taken multiple contracts here because it's a pretty much a 4-to-1 risk ratio. And I could do that now, but I'm already down and I just don't want to add to a loser right now. Because nothing's confirmed. I don't have any definitiveness that this is going to continue to the downside right now. I just see what I see. And what I see is this price is going up. This price is going up. Volume's going down. Okay. I see buyers kind of losing steam. Doesn't mean that they are going to lose, right? It's just an observation. Now, this is going to do what it's going to do. It looks like we established some demand here. So I'm going to zoom out. I'm looking at all of the tickers, and I'm not seeing anything that I would touch. Everything still looks choppy, except for right here. So silver is a potential play. I'm going to 9 seconds on this play. Technically, this is where you would want to enter a call on silver if you wanted to play this range, because you would play at the ascending line of support, right? But I ain't touching it because I know that there's about 1 to 2 to 3 more waves of this. It needs another point before it comes down. So this is not the last pass. So I'm going to chill on that. Okay, so AMD still trying to fight up, right? I'm not stopped out yet. Let's go to the 5-minute. All right, so on the 5-minute, if you're paying attention to the QVP, this is a pretty massive wall, but you have a cluster of like buy side absorption, right? And I got stopped out. Okay. The stop out is kind of a little early for me, so my stop loss was probably not the greatest, but that's okay. That's all I was willing to lose. So we're chilling. So first trade, first L. Now we're trying to see how price is gonna react here. And again, we might leave it alone. And here we go. Like, this is why I was saying, like, I was cut out too early. I'm not necessarily about to get back into AMD. I'm just paying attention and I'm getting ready. That's strong absorption, but again, yeah, there we go. All right. So again, in this situation, so I'm in the play, but again, I'm paying attention to, because this could be a false move, but we had a strong reaction to my key level, which is an indication for me to hop into a short. So this is the AMD 210. It's the same play. It's the same trade, but again, this is not confirmed. This candle is not confirmed. We got 12 seconds on the 1 minute. If this rockets through this, it's a wrap. And again, I'm about to tighten the stop loss. I'm looking at this chart and figuring out where my stop loss would be. And I'm about to put it in right now because I ain't having it. Kind of the same situation. Only this time it'll be 45. Yep. So it did not confirm. We still have not broken through, but it looks like we're about to. So this could be a second L for your boy. And that's okay. I can take two small L's. If I take 3 small L's, then it is what it is. Yep. Kicked out. Got some momentum. So now I gotta chill. It's doing the same stuff. So here's also a problem. One, I don't like my stop loss is too tight. So technically, for me, typically what I do with my stop losses, I wait for us to have confirmation on the other side of the line before I tighten it, right? However, the market has been so volatile where sometimes the rocket can just happen right through it, and I don't want to be on that. I don't want to be in that play. You know what I mean? So at the end of the day, I got into two trades that were not confirmed. I had strong reactions on one, right? Doji candle at the top of my level. The first one, we started to see less volume or less body on the way up, and we started seeing a reduction in buying volume, right? So we're getting the signs that buyers are exhausted, but the confirmation just I'm not seeing the price action that I normally like to see. So again, this tells me that there's a strong chance that this is not going anywhere. This is coming on down, right? So, I mean, fooled me 3 times? I don't know. But here's the thing. This is where this is where acceptance comes in. And it's really hard because I'd kind of be upset with myself if, for instance, this ran down, right? That's just the mental part of the game, right? I'm like, man, I was in that play, dang, right? But I can't chase it. I did it twice. I can't do it a third time. So now I really have to wait. I really have to wait till I see something that's AAA, and I don't have that yet. SPY, no, not there. Silver's there. All right, silver. We're looking at calls on silver on the 1 minute. Okay, this is my final play. I'm paying attention to this candle, but I'm pretty confident in it on a quick in and out 0 DTE. So I'm gonna go ahead and grab a $53 strike right now. I'm only gonna grab one, okay? Just because at this point I just need a win. So, and I'm not trying to lose more than what I already lost. Okay, so I'm in a silver $53 strike that expires today. The premium, it cost me $28. Why did I get in? One, because silver's doing what I said it was going to do, right? I was just off a little bit there in my triangle. But essentially, at the bottom of this, we have a demand zone established for intraday. I spotted it. Not only that, we established a morning star at the bottom of a downtrend, right? So these are the confirmations that you want to see, and these are also the confirmations that you want to act on. I was supposed to go pretty aggressive here, but I didn't. But anyway, and here's where the psychology stands in, right? You don't supposed to let your past trades dictate what your current trade setup is, and I kind of let AMD fester into this silver position, right? It's a 5% gain so far. We're hitting one of my take profit targets, but we have not gone through. On an intraday level, we also are seeing some supply, some sellers here too, right? So this could pump through, this could sell off, but what do I know? What is my stop loss on this? Well, my stop loss is going to be technically is below demand. Now I see this triangle. I made this. You know, this is not necessarily the system. The actual structure is the fact that there's demand at the bottom of this retracement here. You know what? Actually, my stop loss would be at this. If this is given up, right? Because that's what I entered on. So that means that my play was invalidated. Okay. I didn't enter on the fact that this was demand here. I entered on the fact that it was demand here. And this was a morning star. So if this, what I entered on, it does not like fall through. If it falls through, then I just need to cut my position. But I also went light on this position because I was away from the best entry, which would be right here at 52.80. I think I entered right around here at 52.87. So if we are to retrace here and then see a strong bullish reaction, I might add to my position. But, you know, and then at that point, my stop loss, let me get rid of this. My stop loss would be once if we cut through this. And we're seeing a lot of like selling volume kick in on this candle. So it doesn't look pretty. But we'll see how price reacts here, if it sells through or if it turns around. And it looks like it bounced right off of it. So when I see something like this, it's a bounce off of demand on that. I'm typically more keen to grab more contracts, but I have sell side imbalance here on a little bit of a downtrend. So I'm not really, no, it's not a downtrend. I'm going to add to my position on this. Now I'm doing that because the contracts aren't expensive and I know where my stop loss is. So I got 4 contracts on this play now. My play is invalidated if we break below 52.64 or 52.77, something like that. Okay. And it might not be a good day for your boy. We'll see. I don't want it to like price to live within this demand zone that I drew up. Okay, so looks like the SPY is bouncing. AMD is bouncing. So I'm not going back into that. AMD took enough of my cookies. This looks now bullish with a lot of buy side absorption, but I'm going to chill. I'm in a play. I'm focused on one trade. Hopefully it's all making sense to everybody. Even if I'm not winning, hopefully the explanation and the psychology behind it makes sense. All right, we need a huge amount of absorption here. Let's go with the 20-day. We're below the 20-day, and this is on the 45-second, y'all, so just mind you. Okay. Thanks, Arlene, for letting me know that it makes sense. This is great. This is a great sign. When you see this amount of absorption coming in right here, whew, that means that buyers are buying what you're selling, right? That's what that means. I don't always pay attention to it, but it is a tool to use. Now, something to point out here, let me get rid of this. This is something to point out here is that on the 5-minute, we are between a 20-day and a 200-day EMA. if you use EMAs, you typically don't trade within that. Like that's like a no trade zone, right? That's what I would call a no trade zone. However, we had a strong candle wick, so we had sell side liquidity, okay, and then we had demand on a smaller time frame. But even if I get rid of that, this is still a reversal candlestick pattern on the 5 minute. I'll tell you what that is shortly. And now we came and retested and bounced off aggressively off of the demand zone that I established. So, and we are in that neutral position that I identified before it even happened. So, as you can see, I'm thinking this is kind of how we're moving. Okay. So it just depends on where the market wants to take it. But either way, we were just up 9%. And I can see this rallying a little bit more. Okay. So shout out to you if you won on the play. You had 2 opportunities to enter. I want y'all to pay attention to what just happened. Okay. The difference between my explanation of AMD, right, and my explanation of silver, right. On AMD, I was speaking from a state of, what's the word I want to say? I wasn't speaking from hope, right? I was speaking like as if I was trying to predict the market, right? I was speaking from a state of prediction instead of a state of probability, right? So I was predicting that, you know, with the wicks that we were seeing on the lower time frame, that that buyers were slowing down, right? I was predicting that because we reacted to my yellow level and rejected right away or aggressively, that we were going to come on down, right? I was predicting that, you know, after we rejected, we seen the bearish bar that occurred but didn't close. So that was me predicting and assuming, but I was speaking through it the entire time. Here, this still may not work out. I mean, technically we are up 14%. So like technically this is a win, but I'm not gonna just take my profits right now, right? Why? Because my play is not invalidated. So, but with this one, I was speaking from a state of probability. I spoke to sell side liquidity, right? I spoke to a demand zone that established on a smaller time frame. I spoke to this neutral pattern that happens at the end of a downtrend that represents a reversal. I spoke to, this was a prediction, but a prediction of this being a neutral position where I was going to get some type of symmetrical triangle of some sort, and I was just waiting for us to touch the bottom for us to go ahead and grab some call options. So understand those differences in my tonality and what I'm speaking to in the psychology of it all. So I was going in lighter on AMD. However, light on AMD is still like a $40 L if you have to wait for a stop loss, like per contract. But I wasn't going multiple contracts. And I spoke to that. I said, because of these reasons, I'm only adding 1 contract, right? So hopefully that makes sense. I'm showing you the good, the bad, the ugly, right? Like, so you can kind of know how to move when you are in this situation. I'm making mistakes. I mean, it's not a mistake. I mean, I did what I did knowing exactly what I did. So it's acceptance. But you may be in a position where this is a mistake that you made. And what I would urge everybody to do is say this to yourself. If somebody asked you what your trading plan was, can you tell them in 10 seconds? And if the answer is no, then you shouldn't be taking the trade. I told you everything I was looking for on AMD. It just didn't work out, right? And I also was a little impatient. I wasn't impatient. I guess you can drum it up as impatience because I didn't wait for like 100% confirmation. But anyway, but I was able to tell you what I was thinking. I was able to tell you what my plan was. And it doesn't matter if it was based on probability or prediction. I still had a plan. My plan, I had an entry plan and I had an exit plan, right? And I had to take profit target, right? I talked about my risk reward ratio from where I entered versus the ideal entry point. Same here, right? It doesn't matter if it's an L that you took, as long as it's a plan, right? Your plan, your plan won't ever always turn out the way you want it to, but if you can execute it, if you can execute it consistently, then I'd assume that you'd win more than you lose. So in this plan, right, my take profit target is technically this descending line of resistance. Now we might shoot through it and hit this this identified supply zone. We might not, right? I might lose. Like, as you can see, we were up 15% and now I'm only up 8%. But my risk reward ratio is 7. I have a 7R on this if it plays out the way I'm predicting for it to play out. My prediction is based on probabilities though. Okay, I'm playing reversals, right? So if this right here, oh, can I move this? This right here is my cheat sheet. And if you don't have it, feel free to screenshot it. So if I see these setups like at the top or bottoms of trends, then I'm a little bit more aggressive in my moves. Okay, hopefully that makes sense. Yay to Netflix. I'm gonna load up. So now you might get scared. You might say, oh man, SPY looks like it's turning around. It could be, right? But this candle isn't closed, right? So I have to wait for the candles to close for me to like figure out what's going on. On the 5-minute, I don't have any like buy side imbalances or anything like that, which it's not great. I mean, that would be a stronger signal that we're going to continue towards the upside. I have more sell side imbalances all day, right? So, which looks like we hit the top of a sell side imbalance and then we got rejected. So this could be a retracement, but I just don't see it. Why? Because I have a low, a higher low, a higher low. Okay. You see what I'm talking about? Like, so I'm in a technical uptrend overall that has had a recent reaction to a key level of mine. But when I zoom out on silver, well, technically I'm technically bearish. Like, it's technically bearish until we cross above 55.19. But I've established a new zone with silver in general for my trading. Down 6%. Now, this is going to be interesting because for me, I might get a little bit more aggressive. Why? Because if this invalidates a move to the downside, I just might want more contracts, which it looks like it's going to be. So I'm going to do that. Now, not the proper area of entry, but and I didn't wait for the candles to close, so shame on me. But the contracts are cheap, and my play isn't invalidated, and I'm okay with it. I did get tricked a little bit here when this pumped up, right? I'm seeing the buyer step in, but I just need them to not not create some type of imbalance here between this candle and the next. So keep pumping up. I'll be happy. As you can see, I kind of more than doubled down on my position. And mainly because I've seen buyers fighting there. And now on the QVP, I have a huge amount of absorption here for the buyers. Now, absorption doesn't mean that buyers are winning. It just means that they're working to keep the price up. So if I zoom out, so now we're like a neutral. It is neutral. We already know it's neutral. So it's just, this is a neutral QVP. Okay. We're below VWAP, but VWAP is flattening out, which means that VWAP is neutral as well. Come on now, hurry up. Come on, just pay me. So if you look at, like I said, I already knew we were neutral, but this just further shows that, you know, if you know the volume profile, that we're neutral. So that being said, it's a D-shaped pattern. So if you know volume profile, you know D-shaped pattern is neutral, and you're essentially are trying to play volume area highs and lows. And for the high and low of the day, that's here at 52.62 and the high of 53.49. So we've hit the low, we have a higher low, and here we go. So, and another higher low and a higher low. So we have buy side imbalance. I just want this thing to hurry up though. All right, I will say that once this play is done, I'm done for the day. Hey, put a 1 in the chat if you're in silver with me right now. Put a 2 in the chat if you're just looking. All right, shout out to y'all. Y'all should be up right now. All right, don't follow me. You know, if you are happy with your profits, take your profits. You can never just accept it. That's the whole thing. It's all about acceptance. Like me, okay, I'm up $33. I'm like, okay, you know, if this flips on me and I'm down $33, I'm not losing sleep. Why? Because I'm sticking to my plan. If I were to get out right now at $33 and then this continued up, I wouldn't be happy. I know my brain. I wouldn't be accepting of that. You know, at $37.50, look at this. I wouldn't be accepting of it. I'd be really upset with myself and disappointed that I didn't follow my plan, right? Now, you could be different. We're at $51. You could be different. You can be like, you know what? I made what I wanted to make, and I'm happy. I can shut it down and be content. That ain't your boy. That ain't your boy. You already know me. This is home run rail. This is home run rail. I told Keenan to change my name. But anyway, so something like this, like we're over a level at 52.93. We got some bullish momentum. I got a buy side imbalances. I have another demand established. I'm hitting a level of supply here, but we're not quite at the top of my of this descending line of resistance in this triangle system. We're still bullish, okay? So here's my thing at this point. if we fall like back into this imbalance, right, with some bearish momentum, then I might be considering cutting my position. Why? One is a time thing, and two, you know, I took 2 L's, and I need to protect some gains, I suppose. But I know also I have to get going. So, that was at $50, man. Come on now, do go the whole 9. Don't stop here. Do what you're supposed to do. So we're hitting a 20-day EMA, but man, that's a nice demand on the 5-minute. That's a nice demand established on the 5-minute with buy side imbalance. So as of right now, man, like I just I don't see it coming down. But of course, you already know how the market moves. It very well could. Let's go back to the QVP. QVP still a little neutral. VWAP. QVP is above VWAP, so that's bullish. But it's neutral because QVP is neutral. QVP and VWAP are neutral as right now. Let me get rid of my QVP. Get rid of my noise on my chart. So here's the thing, like you probably were up $50 and you would have been happy. Take your 50, right? My 50 gone. I'm down to $20, right? So I got 30 down. I'm okay with that. I'm okay because I have a plan. Now, something that happened, I want to say yesterday, day before yesterday, I don't know, yesterday, I was like, I think I posted I was like 60 contracts in, like on silver or something like that. I don't remember what it was. And then like I trimmed my position way down once I like made a good amount of money. And then it continued up and I ran it up like 140%. And I was like, man, if I had those 60 contracts at 140%, man, that would have been a nice payday. But I got scared and I sold out of fear, right? I sold out of fear. It wasn't because of the plan. It was because I was fearful that it was just going to turn around on me, right? And because of that, right? Now I still made out great, but I was disappointed, right? So this is kind of the same situation, but this time I'm choosing to let my play out. I have a much less risk on here than I did before with 60 contracts, so I'm not really sweating it. Like if it's like, you know, if this doesn't go my way, right? You got 2 minutes left on this candle. And I really got to get going. What's interesting about this position, though, too, is that I technically still should be green. But, you know, this is a 0 DTE. So you also have to understand that theta eats faster, right, on retracements. So you can't really overstay your welcome. You really want those moves to happen pretty quick. I'm going to go to the 45-second so you guys can get a more minute view. And this is actually pretty good to see, right? We broke above 200. The 20 days curving up. They're kind of flattening out, and typically when you start seeing that, you're going to get like a big move. It could be up or down, right? But it's typically like a huge move. So the next volume push is pretty much the direction that this stock is going to decide to go for the rest of the day, I believe. But this is only 45 seconds, so let's just zoom in. Let's go to like the 5-minute, see what it looks like. More separated here, but I continue to monitor your AMD put and wish for a lower entry at 1.5 and it's paying off. Thank you, sir. Shout out to you. Shout out to you. So, see what's happening here, right? Like technically, I'm back where I started, and I'm not back at my $50 though, right? Like you can see my screen. I should be at over $50 right now, but you know how theta and market makers do. So we're chilling. But this just confirmed that this is not going to go down. So I'm happy with my decision to hold my position. So far, I'm at the 45-second because this is this intraday 0 DTE, and I'm paying attention to the micro movements. So when I'm looking on the 45-second time frame, I am paying attention to those price action candles that I showed you before, right? Like I'm looking for these moves. Like here's the hammer at the bottom of a trend, right? These moves are they're moves, right? You want to look for these moves on lower time frames if you're intraday trading. So like I'm only at $55. That's BS, right? I'm actually in the money right now. So this is a contract with intrinsic value because it's a $53 strike. I'm now up $64, 28%. Like I already said, this is a 7R play if it plays out the way I want it to. I gotta go. This is not a real move. What are we doing here? Are we flipping? We're flipping the script because there's two ways this can play out. If we play it this way, right? If we play it this way, where this is, let's just tag this white and make it like a higher point. If we play it this way, this is called a pennant, okay? If we are in a pennant formation, then we are bullish. If the arrow tip is pointing upward like this, then we're bullish. If we're pointing down like this, then we're more neutral, right? We've been in a neutral position, but we'll see how this plays out. Because if this is this, then we'll definitely go and retouch my supply zone. Man, I gotta go. Get to finish my smoothie. Put a 1 in the chat if you took profits on silver already. Shout out to you if you did. There's nothing wrong with it. So I was up $68. And it might not seem like a lot, but hey, that's a win. That's on 9 contracts. But come on now. Daddy got work to do. I understand, big dog. So you see like this happening on the 45-second, but this isn't an indication of a reversal. So like we're giving you signs of a potential supply zone, but technically we're above the 20 in the 200-day EMA. It looks like we might cross. When we take a look at the QVP, we have a lot of sell side aggressive sellers up here, but we still have a good amount of absorption and we have a good amount of buyers. We just need to kind of hold a line here, right? Let's go to the 5-minute. All right, and let's go to the VWAP. So as long as we're above $53, we're pretty much bullish. We're set for a bullish continuation. Okay. And you see the bull crap? Like look at the I was at $68 and this little amount of retracement. Like, so I want y'all to understand this. One, this was hold on. One. At this point, I was at $55. Okay. I'm above this point, right? And I'm only up $37. Right? Now watch what happens if we come back here. I was up $68. Okay. Will we hit 68? Because so this is that whole thing with zero DTEs. You typically don't want to overstay your welcome, right? Because theta eats and they eat fast. What's trash about this situation is that this is intrinsic value. This is in the money. So like for me, like why in the hell is it even coming down in value when I'm above, you know, but whatever. It's market maker BS. Ain't that much time passed where theta should be eating that much on me. So, but whatever. Do y'all. Just pay me. Just hit my target. Then all will be forgiven. All right, Collins. Let's get it, big dog. There we go. Let's go. Let's get that pop, baby. Update my contracts. 64. Yeah, that's some BS, man. I want to be real. This should be like, this was a 100% move. From 52, hold up. From 52.80. I know it's not quite a whole dollar, but how silver typically plays out. And that should be almost a 100% move. Go get him. Come on now. I mean, man. You know, another thing, silver is a slow moving, it is like a turtle. It really is. It really is. Now, your boy, I really have to go. So I'm thinking about just cutting some of this because I won't have time to babysit it. I won't have time to babysit it. And we can't time the top either, but come on, just hurry up. I just need a pop. A pop. The volume's super low, right? Volume super low. %. All right, so at this point, come on, man. At this point, I'm going to put in a stop loss, okay? I'm going to leave 3 contracts. I'm going to put this in for like $200. My average price is $25. Come on now. So that means I'm making like $5 a contract. Ugh. Here's the way that acceptance like piece kicks in because I'm not really happy about that. I feel like it moved way more than what I seen. All right. I'm gonna go 30 here and see if it lets me. Okay, it won't let me, so I'm gonna do 29. See if it lets me. All right, so I got 6 contracts for a stop loss of 29. I'm fine because I seen it slow down, so I should be good to go. Again, it's trash that they have me at 18%, but let's go. All right, so I get to put it where I want it now, which was at $30. All right, so I got $30 to that contract. I'm gonna make sure if I get stopped out, I'll be holding 2. Ooh, don't want to cancel the order. Let's go. Like, dude, for real, like that's BS. That big pop, only 34%. Come on now. They playing with me. They playing with us. They playing. Man, get up there. Stop playing games. So now we're at a position where we've hit pretty much the top and we got our reaction at our descending line of resistance. So we'll see if this follows through on the sell-off. But because we're where we are, I'm going to modify this position and then I'm going to add a contract. Oh, there we go. It's like stop playing with me. Like they playing games. Shout out to y'all. All right. Shout out to y'all. $87. Okay. So I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna modify my position again because we're at the top of this level. And I'm gonna go 33. And I'm good. If I get stopped out, I got a runner, so I get to let my runners run, right? So I can do this. I can screenshot it for the Discord so people know what's up. Or we can screenshot the cash too. It doesn't matter. But shout out to everybody who's eating right now. Oh, shout out to you. Sent one gifted membership. Oh, that's nice of you, Queen. Miss Philly, thanks for gifting the membership to one of the family members. I do have a Discord. If y'all want, I mean, it's in the members tab. I want y'all to know KGU is home. All right, KGU is home. I only have a Discord because I have this YouTube channel, and I had a community of people that just requested it. But we get busy over there too. 40%, that's what's up. Okay? If y'all made money, let me know. Just give me a break though. Just keep going. I wanted to break through this so bad. If it can break through this, then sky's the limit. If we break through this, it's a home run. We're at 40%. Hey, shout out to Wingo, who received the membership by Queen Miss Philly V. Hey, at least somebody know where the where the donate button is. Shout out to y'all. Let's go. All right, 46%. We like $100 bills, right? So my target goal daily is like 150. I'm not quite there because I took an L on AMD, but I can't really think about that. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to type my stop loss because if we fall back into this triangle, then it could be a wrap. So stop loss is tightened. We like $100 bills. Home run rail. Hey, let's get that the rail train. Hey, it just requires some patience, right? I don't always have it. I'm not the best trader in the world, but I've been around the block for a while, and I can speak to a lot of the mental of this game, and probably more than most people, and only because I focus so heavy on it because it's my biggest challenge, and I've been training my brain for a long time, and I'm still not where I need to be. Shout out to y'all. I'm still learning. I'm gonna screenshot this too. All right, so let me go ahead and type my stop loss. Ah, man. You want to let me catch that peak? Come on now. All right, so I got partially stopped. I'm okay with that. I got one contract that's running. So what I'm going to do with this contract, my average price is 25. I'm not going to let it run all the way down to 25, but I will set a more aggressive stop loss. So 25, I'm going to walk away with at least $5 on this, right? On this one play. So I'll go down to 30, and then I'll swing this up to like 500. And that's a temporary hold for me because what I want to do is figure out what my max potential is for this play. And that would be at 54.29, which, I mean, that'd be insane if we hit it. But I'm going to go ahead and try it anyway. So I'll click this. I'll hit the calculator, and I'll go say and type in 54.29 and see what happens here and it says it should give me about $139 roughly. I think it would be more than that, but just to be safe, I'll go ahead and I'll put this in for 120, right? So I'll do that. Okay. Now from here, what I like to do sometimes is hit up my app, right? And if I hit my contract picker, is this what I want to be? Okay, hold up. We're still going up. Any questions? Just so I know. Position calculator. Here we go. So we want to go call option. Entry on the stock price was, oh, this is 25.25. It's going to be 1.20. Oh no, I was right. Okay, messed that up. There's a bug here I gotta fix, so I just want to make sure. I want to see if it works here. Oops. I'm doing this from like my computer, so that's why it's kind of weird. I think I might have got stocked out though. 52. P4. Option delta. No. I did it again. Premium pay was 0.25. Yeah, so we fell back into that. So I probably got stopped out, which is fine. I don't remember what the delta was on this contract though. Mm, 53. The delta was 58 now. 0.58. Okay, so what does this say? Okay. So it's estimating that I should make like $59. So, but I think it's a little off. I think because the delta at the time was like 0.38. Yeah, so it's the same thing. So, but we don't, I'll have to fix this because there's an advanced feature and it gives you all the other stuff. So you can kind of figure out what your contract is going to be worth. Yep. Yep, that needs some work. Okay, so I'll go in here. I'll go ahead and type in my journal. And what's today's date? The 3rd. I want to say my market move. I was pretty confident. Okay. Market was choppy. Got scalped playing AMD, but only because I was trying to predict the move. Made up for losses with silver call options. Took 9 contracts live with Discord. That was what? What was the percentage on that? Was that a home run? I don't know. Plus $100. How much for that? I don't remember. Found 3 to 4 levels of confirmation on silver to include demand, Okay, ascending line of support and buy side imbalance. And identified a neutral triangle and or pennant. Don't judge me because I don't know. Oh no, I know how to spell pennant, right? Something like that. Pennate. All right. So lessons learned. It's okay to be more patient. If I don't see 3 levels of confirmation, then don't chance it. Maybe. I'm gonna say minimum of 2. Okay. All right. So entry, save, done. Okay. Any questions? I'm done. Let me check. Let me check and see if I'm still in this play. I might not be. Looks like I'm still alive. Look at that. Still alive. All right. But let me see what y'all got for me. 80%. Thank you. All right, y'all. This is Stocks for Real, Sacrifice for Riches. Hey, so look, we do this right live, and I am probably one of the most transparent traders that you're gonna find because I show you as I'm actually taking the trades. Like I'm not hiding behind like my screen or whatever like that. I'm actively showing you me click the button, right? So if you can appreciate that, and if you like the breakdown and whatnot, and just how we went about doing things today, you know, we take losses as part of the game. It's the cost of doing business, but ultimately, you know, if you keep the losses small, right, and you're just patient, you don't let the previous play dictate how you play the next play, then you should be fine. But if you appreciate all that, then make sure that wherever I posted the link for you, go ahead and put a heart on that. And then tell everybody, because we want people to show up. We want people to be a part of it, because I think exposure is very important. It's something that, like, Keenan's been doing it for a long time. I didn't tap into Keenan right away. And then his style is just a little different for me, right? So for me, it was a little harder to grasp at first. But nonetheless, one of the things I appreciated the most about him was his consistency. Like, so Keenan is a sniper that is consistent in his approach to the game, right? Early on, he was playing more breakout strategies. And that just wasn't great for me. So I didn't follow him on a lot of his trades. But at the end of the day, he had his rules. He took his notes, and he wasn't greedy, right? Like, never once did I see this man really like hold longer than what he should, for the most part. So like, where I might hold through some stuff, right? Like, cause my brain is different. But that's why, like, it took me 4 years to kind of get profitable, because I had to figure out me as a trader, right? And I'm a very busy dude. So for me, I had to become this swing trader, right? That could day trade, right? Instead of a day trader that would hold too long and then have his winners turn to losses, right? So I can now day trade with a swing trader's mindset, right? But at the end of the day as well, because of the tools that I've gained, and like the skill set that I've kind of established as a swing trader, I can zoom in on this microscopic view and like trade off the 45-second, right? And still be patient, right? And I can zoom out and see everything I need to see before making the decision. So, but that also, for me though, I'm so used to like large gains, like big, like 80, 100, 300% wins, that sometimes like I can get smoked, because sometimes if I don't see that, then I don't accept anything less than, like, 50%, which is weird, right? So sometimes in like the state of weakness, because not everybody shows up the same way every day, right? Like, we all have mental hurdles, and our brains are like roller coasters. Sometimes our moves are great, sometimes they're not. And but nonetheless, on a bad day, I could mess that up, right? So the approach is important. And the next training session, we're going to talk a little bit about the approach to the game, and then talk a little bit about how when I'm on, and how I'm on, right? And it all starts with routine before I even get into the market, right? So I'm going to dive into some stuff relating to that. I just got to get my mind right as far as how I want to present that to everybody, and then we'll go from there. But I have to go. I have a job to do. I have some people to take care of. So without further ado, this is Axel, Sacrifice for Riches, everybody. Hey, shout out to y'all. Hey, let me know in the win chat. Tag me up. Tag me up if you won on silver, or tag me up if you learned something, right? So people know what time it is. Okay, that's what it's about. And put a like on this video, and then go find another one of my videos and put a like on that, because I need my YouTube channel to kind of grow a little bit too. But most of my content is to y'all behind closed doors. So, but I got kicked out. Perfect timing. This is Axel, Sacrifice for Riches. Everybody, take care.